Now, more serious business. On the lines, a man we'll call Alex. We know his full name, but it's not Alex. We won't use it. He spent some time working in the hotel quarantine program in August and September and a little bit of October. He was let go yesterday. Now, we've heard a number of the security staff were let go because it wasn't working properly and the police were brought in. The government said they weren't doing security work. That's what Daniel Andrews said. So I said, well, why would you bring the police in if they wouldn't? He is on the line. Hello, Alex.
G'day, Neil. How are you?
Well, look, thanks for talking to us. What was your job? Was it security or not?
You could say it's a form of security.
What were you doing?
So it's the role of the floor attendant. So basically my job was to sit upstairs where the guests are, in between the lifts there, sit on the seat for 8 hours straight with a small amount of breaks in between. Now, you can't even have your own personal phone upstairs in case you were to record, film, or take photos of something that you didn't like. That's my belief anyway. But
What sort of training did you receive before you started?
all it was an online module, which only went for about 10 minutes, and it gives you some questions at the end. When you answer the questions wrong, it will give you the answer so you can take a photo, and then you can redo those questions again. So if you've got a language barrier or something, or you're a foreigner or something, they don't even understand the questions. Well, there you go. It's a recipe for disaster, to be quite frank.
So it's a 10-minute training module online.
Yep.
Do you know anybody, are you aware of anybody cheating to get through it?
No, not sure, no.
What sort of questions?
I'm not even too sure, but it was just like, what might you do in, I don't know, this scenario?
All right,
It
so
would give you like scenarios and things.
Were you given any specific training in infection control, in wearing of PPE and that sort of thing?
Look, for me, I have in the past, because I did work in aged care previously.
Yeah.
Not during the pandemic. This is before it all.
So did you get any training?
But yeah, with Spotless, there was no training at all. No practical training whatsoever.
A worker from Spotless says that when he started at the Novotel, he got a 10-minute training session. Is that right?
Well, I don't know that is correct, because I know that is not what our training processes and practices are.
What are the training process and practice? What would they be sitting down to do when they start?
I'll ask Emma to come, because we do have a very, very well developed training program, and it's one that has been tested. It's one that we've looked at other international and overseas experiences around the sorts of training, and it's also one that we've made sure is also able to improve and to be responsive to some of the emerging evidence overseas, because that's what we've got to make sure that we're doing best practice training at every point and at every responsibility, and that's what the program that's been designed has delivered, and we're always looking for opportunities to improve it. But I might invite the Commissioner to talk through the actual practice of the program at the moment.
So for Spotless training, that is managed by Alfred Health. So there will be a component of training before anyone arrived onto a hotel site, and then Alfred Health have some of the most talented infection control managers who are working on site. So part of their induction process is face-to-face training with those infection control managers on site before they would engage in any activities on site.
So if a Spotless worker says he got 10 minutes of training, that would be an Alfred Health thing as opposed to you guys?
I'm happy to follow it up with you and with Alfred if that's necessary.